and welcome to Tales of the Bold Endeavor. Last time, y'all made your way through the jungle of Unthar on a couple of stegosauruses and a wolf. Ran into a seemingly abandoned encampment that you later realized seemed to be weirdly out of step with time. You realize this because you encountered a ghost who did not realize that she was dead and yet assumed that the year was about 1,500 or so years earlier than it actually is. She joined you on your walk as you made your way to Fort H on the far side of one of the Unthar Islands. Upon arriving, you learned a few things. One, there were a number of visiting professors at Fort H who are in fact ghosts. And so you parted ways with your unnamed ghost friend as she went off to pursue her education into the afterlife. You also...
Afterlife studies.
Yeah. You also presented a letter of introduction from Professor RGB as a means to get you a meeting with Lord Hivathan. That letter was promptly taken and run off with as they go to see if they can find you a spot for the day. You were told to feel free to look around a little bit. Things are pretty clearly signposted where you can and can't go, what things happen. You also were given a handout, which I actually made this week. Hiya!
Ooh. Real quick, Liz,
What's that?
you, unplug and replug your mic real quick. There's a lot of pops.
I'm not getting that.
Oh. I am. I'm getting a ton.
Is it sounding better now?
Yeah, I think so. Is it also recording on the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just make sure. Okay, sorry. Alright, pop up.
The
Caesar
Fort
wants to
H
go to
Panther.
biohazards.
Why?
Because that sounds fun.
People don't fight in Biohazard. There's a dual club. Or dual research coding.
That makes more sense.
Dual, not duel.
I was reading the notes you gave me earlier. It said dual.
But yeah.
No experiments above DL1. Okay. They rate their experiments. Danger level. Danger level 1.
He's figured it out, ladies and gentlemen.
Is DL1 better or worse?
Given that they say above, I'm going to say that DL1 is the safe. Based on context clues here. And then they just give up the numbers and just say high danger level for the... Okay. I guess we want to go to administration and guest building technically for the main quest. So where are we actually going?
Caesar wants to run off the biohazards.
But why?
He wants to go home.
It's like, it's got my name on it.
I was kind of hoping that they might sell some shit, but it don't look like that from this list.
This seems to very much be a research campus. There is not even any sort of, accommodations given anywhere. This is a place you come, work, and leave.
Know your rights. Remember, as a volunteer test subject, any loss of life and/or limb and/or life is required to be compensated by the presiding researcher and/or 4-H writ large, up to and including any necessary resurrection costs or Magitech limb replacements, paid for by the Bethel Student Union.
Are y'all thinking what I'm thinking?
Sounds like we make a lot of money by dying a few times.
Insurance fraud, baby. How much y'all think an arm would get me?
first paper of that they tell you that you have to sign is I will not commit fraud.
Wait, Bethel sounds familiar. Oh, right, that's the
Shipping
nearest.
rights.
No, that's Harlem.
Oh.
No, that's the city nearby, right?
Yeah, it is. There's two major cities in Unthar. One is Bethel and the other is Edo. Bethel is kind of the university town, whereas Edo is more known for its monasteries, and there's a couple of other religious orders, but it's mostly an area of monasteries.
Nerds and recluses. Got it. Sorry.
You're good. So what's happening? The person who took your letter of introduction said they would return within the next 90 minutes or so with a either a authorization to meet with Havathan or a appointment scheduled for a later date.
I say we barge in.
Shion carefully studies the map and says, I think we might be meeting with another insane man, another madman.
No shit.
His private quarters are situated right between the two high danger laboratories.
So we need to go to Biohazard anyway. Woo!
No, we don't. We need to go buy Biohazard.
I want to run. I want Caesar to run off, and I think it might be time for someone to try to catch me.
Do we even know what Biohazard means?
I would think so.
It's a fancy word, and not all of us are super educated.
I'm going to say you can make a straight intelligence check. It won't be the highest of DCs, but it might be a word someone doesn't recognize. Pretty highfalutin.
Hey, I do know it.
Yes, you know exactly what it means. Leo and Caesar both pretty much know the gist.
Okay, so I know what it means and like the root word and things like that.
You also, I would say with a 20, and given your age, experience, and well-traveledness, probably have a bit of a guess on what sort of things a biohazard laboratory in a magical facility might be looking at. It's probably potions research, like really dangerous potions research.
All right. So Caesar's going to enlarge himself with a potion and then enlarge himself with his ability. And can't you enlarge him too?
Yes,
I
sir.
was just
Okay.
thinking, like, what could Caesar get into? Big Caesar,
Gargantuan Caesar. Cool.
Kaiju Caesar.
Oh.
Caesar.
At this point, we have lost track of Caesar.
That would definitely be a yes. Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick.
I just kind of imagine Caesar like being like, catch me, running away, and both of us just with our hands on our hips, like staring at him, running off into the distance.
It's got my name on it. That means I belong there.
What part of that is your name?
I'm Biohazard Benny. Of course, I belong there.
Oh,
You
right.
can literally say that's my name about anything, and it would be true.
It's like that comic that I saw. That's just like, oh man, it has my name. It's like, oh, we found the treasure, and it's got my name on it. No, it doesn't. It's like, why did we invite Keyhole?
All right. Well, so you make a run for it. The campus as a whole is pretty sparsely populated. You definitely see people around, but this is not like a thriving, vibrant atmosphere with dozens upon dozens of people. You eventually get your way. I'm going to, just for the sake of understanding what's happening here, we're going to, just so we know who's where. You get your way over to the laboratory, and it is a set of double doors in a very large and tall wall. Like, it's probably a good 15 or so feet high, and the doors look very sturdy, and they are currently closed.
The doors. Oh, sorry, you're talking to Caesar. Sorry. That's.
Yes.
I am going to try to push on the doors and open them.
You put your hands on the doors, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
Can we say at this point that me and Shion are on our way as well?
Sure, yeah.
Shion's just taking a stroll. He's not. He's just like, I'll get him out of trouble if he needs it. I'm just gonna go this way.
All right. Whoop. Oh, goodness. There we go.
It's like,
Constitution ability check.
So you put your hands up against it, and you immediately hear this, woo, 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 and you are blasted backwards as you get shocked from the touch of the doors.
I have a question though.
What's that?
Was that a save or an ability check?
That would have been a save.
So he should have probably gotten at least an 11. I don't know what Caesar's Constitution mod
What's
is.
your Constitution?
Or no, sorry. It would just add proficiency mod, which would make it a 12.
Make it a 12. Well, that's still not enough.
Okay.
Thank you, though, for catching that. And you take 10 lightning damage as you get shocked and shoved back.
Do I see it?
Yeah, you would have seen him go flying.
No.
you see him go the other way.
It's just knock, 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 boom.
After you catch yourself looking up at the door again, you see what's just above head height for you, but would be like mid-torso height for most people. There is a square that is a different color than the rest of the doors, and it's got some runes inlaid into it. And off to the side is a sign that repeats what was on the handout. It says HDL clearance or HDL cleared escort required for entry.
Well, Caesar's going to try again. This time he's going to charge it.
All right. Give me a strength check.
Come on!
And give me another Constitution save. So you manage to power through the shock, and you don't go flying this time. You only take 1 damage. As you this time it's just kind of a spark, because like you get your shoulder into it, and you're wearing leather clothes, so it kind of like grounds it, and it doesn't hurt as much. But you do not feel the doors so much as budge.
Let me in! Let me in!
Couple of people walk by and give you sort of a double take. And just keep walking.
I'm gonna head to the arcane shit.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Well, Caesar's killing himself anyway. I'll go do my own thing.
I pretty much saw that you couldn't get in there, and I was like, okay, cool. At least he can't like kill himself or whatever. And then
Like, damn child safety locks.
The Arcane Research Campus you can actually go into, without any kind of special authorization. There are, as you walk in, very distinct areas that are like viewing area and laboratory. I don't know if you've ever been into like a blacksmith's forge or a glass workshop. there's usually like there's the working area and then there's the viewing area. It is very much set up like that, except instead of like a forge or a kiln, it looks more like a laboratory. There's tables laid out everywhere. There's just piles of papers with all manner of arcane runes that are like, you are a mage of a sort. You know magic, you understand the fundamentals of it. Most of this is just completely beyond you. It is like quantum theory. It kind of makes your head spin a little bit. And you see the few people that are in here are just like, some of them, their eyes are glowing. Some of them, you see like glowing runes kind of circling their head. They're clearly like very tuned into their research and barely notice your presence.
Damn. Can I make some sort of check to see if I notice any kind of like, are there like books on the walls and stuff? Like, because I was picturing like at least part of it would be somewhat of a like library, but is it all just like lab basically?
So as you walk
I can't
around,
hear you. Oh, there we go.
as you walk around, it on the map. It was called an arcane campus. It is multiple buildings, and so there's the majority of the bigger building is these sort of laboratory workplaces. But going through, you do actually eventually come into what is essentially a library, up to the point of there being someone sitting at a reference desk currently, like, flipping through a book.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, morning, or afternoon, I suppose. What can I do for you?
Y'all got anything on like bardic connections, like people in their like instruments and stuff, you know, like just like bardic, like music magic type stuff? That's what I'm looking for.
That is an excellent question. I know it's not something that's really studied here very often, and I'm trying to say reach and lean at the same time, and it's not working. Leans over, grabs this massive tome, flips it open, and it at first looks like it's empty, but as he starts flipping the pages, you see it's kind of filling itself in, and he flips through it for a moment. Well, I don't have anything specifically on the relationship between bards and instruments, but I do have a few books on the relationship between mages and implements. I don't know if that might be of help to you.
Sure, I'll take what you got.
All right, well, just give me a moment. And he gets up, and it looks like he's picking up this giant book, but he kind of just moves his hands, and the book starts floating and just follows him into the stacks. And you hear him walking around. There's a couple of bangs. And then he eventually comes back out, and he's got two fairly slim but rather large, like in height and width, books, and he sets them down on the desk in front of him. And how long do you plan on checking these out for?
I just kind of wanted to like look at him like for like right now. I'm not even planning on checking them out just yet.
Oh, yes, certainly, of course. We have reading tables over there. You're welcome to them.
Appreciate it.
Certainly.
I'm gonna go check them out.
Sure. And we will come back to that in a moment. Shion, what are you doing?
Well, I wandered over to the Magic campus, literally just looking around, kind of mostly observing people, but I assume that this one also has public access.
Yes. It's actually very similar in structure to what Leo observed, with the sort of work areas and then a study area and then a more of a library, except on this side, the work areas are more like a blacksmith forge and a glass blowing workshop. There's a carpentry area that is magically and spatially cut off from the forge and the other things where fire is present. And so there's a lot of people. You still see like the runes everywhere, but these people are working much more on like physical tangible items as opposed to just like theoretical magic. They also tend to be a bit more aware by nature of what they're doing. So as you're walking through, people do actually like acknowledge you and give head nods here and there.
All right. I'm might have an idea of what to talk, like something specific later, but at this exact moment, I just want to find someone who is not knee deep in something, and just kind of like draw them into talking about what they're working on, and everything. Just kind of get a feel for what sort of things people actually build here.
Yeah, sure. Can you roll a d6 for me?
The 6. Okay.
So you meander your way over to the carpentry area, and you notice a younger elven gentleman who has a long strip of wood in front of him that looks like it's being worked to become a bow. And he's not like knee deep in it at the moment. He's got it in front of him and he has a notebook out, and it seems like he's kind of more thinking through things at the moment. And he looks up when you approach and is more than happy to strike up a conversation, because as he begins, he's realizing he needs to talk things through himself. So he's happy to have an ear to chat with.
Okay.
And he's talking about he's working on a series of enchantments for a longbow.
So I kind of like draw the conversation to like what sort of things can be enchanted, and I bring up like some of the things that like we would actually deal with, and especially can like how practical would it be to work like magical runes into an instrument that's already that already exists, and Caesar just punches things, right?
For the most part.
He has like axes, but he doesn't use them a lot.
Every now and then he will.
So I bring up the fact that I have someone who just like is just really strong and punches things, and if there's like anything that can help him move, because that's kind of the big thing with Caesar, is getting him where he needs to go.
Yeah, sure. He happily expounds upon his research. Basically, the gist is damn near anything can be enchanted. The make and material denotes how strong the enchantment can be. It's easier to enchant things when you're still in the building phase, but it is possible to enchant things that have already been made.
All right.
Wish Colt was here so he can have them look at his pole. I had a contact. His pole that turns things into 1 foot versus 10-foot pole. I just realized how context that is.
So and point out, but what do people only do things here for the sake of grades and refinement, or can you, or there students here that would like take commissions?
Oh, yes, we absolutely take commissions. This is postgraduate work. You barely get graded on this anyway. It's sort of pass-fail research. It's complicated.
Gotcha.
Academia. Gotta love it.
I'll see if I can convince some of my crew to not kill themselves and then come over here later.
All right. I'll probably be here for however long it takes me to finish this bow, which at this point I am unsure. Caesar, are you still trying to get in, or have you decided something else is worth your time?
Caesar's mad at that door, so he's gonna go try to get into the high explosive.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check?
If this is to see if he sees the sign, then I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. Is this something I can see?
Yes. It
Okay.
looks. You are not of the arcane persuasion, but you can tell these doors look exactly the same as the other ones.
That sign can't stop me because I can't read. He can, but he's gonna try anyway. He's gonna try getting the explosive one because he thinks that one might be funner.
And now it's Fion's turn to walk up on him as he's doing this.
Are you trying to headbutt it or shoulder check it again, or are you just going to put your hands on it?
Shoulder check it.
Give me a strength check.
Ah!
Make a con save at disadvantage, please. As you trip on entry. You're trying to check into it. You trip on a loose cobblestone, slam harder into it than you meant to, lose your footing, and get punted ass over key. Basically, you slam into one of the dual research buildings. You all but go flying over Shion.
Yeah, this is what I expected.
And you take, what is that? 23 damage.
Is any of that bludgeoning? Because that part would be... No,
He's not raging.
He's going to after this, but he's...
If I weren't raging before, I am now.
I'm almost bloodied.
As you're kind of shaking off the electrocution and slamming damage, the doors open and someone comes out, just head in his notes, isn't really paying attention, walks out. You see behind him a hallway, and the door is closed behind him.
Oh, I was going to try to sneak in when he wasn't looking.
They're pretty much only open long enough for him to come out.
Fine. Keep your secrets. So I'm going to go beat up that guy, or attempt to intimidate that guy into giving me access.
Now I'm going to stop him.
But hey, you!
Huh? What?
No, sorry.
Let me in! Let me in there, damn it! I just want to see what's in there!
I'm sorry, my nephew is very excitable. Come on. Gonna grab him by the shoulders and just steer him towards Leo.
The guy, his notebook just kind of droops as his eyes go wide. As he watches you walk away, he just shakes his head and walks in the other direction.
I just want to see the explosives.
I thought you were going for biohazard.
It wouldn't let me in.
Oh, good. Finally, a place to sense.
I will say, Caesar, one thing you did notice upon standing up from where you were after getting slammed into the building, you did see a notice board.
I'm gonna go look at it, I guess.
Most of them are scratched out, or like you see a lot of papers ripped off and such. But you do see 4 notices that are still up there. There are 2 different notices for potion testing. One is for side effects. One is to help clean up a magical accident. That's what's on the notice. The side effects is paying 1 silver piece per potion. The magical accident is 2 silver pieces per potion. There's a notice for assistance in testing minor magical items, most likely harmless, 5 copper pieces per item. And there is a glyph of warding and waning focus group that is paying 1 gold piece for the day.
I'll do the potion testing.
Which one?
You said there was potion, the side effects one.
Okay. So you reach up and you pull that sheet off, and immediately you feel your hand just like shoved over, and it starts leaning you towards the arcane campus. and it starts. It's not dragging you in that direction, but you feel the paper pulling that way.
What happens if I let go?
It
Hey,
just
Leah.
starts flying.
Oh,
Hey,
I grab it.
Leo's. Hey, Leo. Caesar's being abducted by paper.
Wake me up when something new happens.
Leo, can you please make me an Arcana check at advantage?
Sure.
I just want to go on record as I tried my hardest to get into the high security places.
Wow.
Woof.
Oof.
This tome is very dense, and you understand a lot of the terms, and Hayato, like, poofs up and starts kind of explaining a couple of things to you because he did a bit more direct arcane research before he died. He was more than just a bard. But it is slow going, and you can't make heads or tails of a lot of what they're talking about.
How many books did I actually like sit down with?
2.
I'm gonna take them up to the counter to the guy and ask if I can. Actually, I'll ask him if they do selling or if it's all on library style, whatever the term is that I can't think of right now.
Loan. Unfortunately, the books in this library are loan only. However, most of our inventory you can probably find in Bethel for sale.
What's the? My bad. I just realized I didn't mute my mic to sneeze. What's
Hold on a second. I cannot hear anything right now. Jet airplanes, gotta love them.
It said.
Not so fast. I'm gonna hang over your building though.
All right, what were you saying?
What's the longest loan you guys do?
Generally we do semester loans, so that's about 12 weeks, I believe.
Bet I'll take it.
All right, I will warn you that there are security precautions that this cannot be taken out of realm, and the fee for bringing it back in a damaged state is half the cost of the book, which for those 2 tomes would be about 30 gold apiece.
Damn. Do y'all do magical like returns, or do I have to actually come here to turn them back in?
He opens one of the books, and you see, you know, those like old school library checkout cards where they would like stamp the due date on it. There's one of those, except it looks like the pocket, you can pull it out from the top or you can pull it out from the bottom. So it's kind of just a sleeve, and he shows you if you pull it from the bottom, it just goes poof, and it shows up on the end of his desk.
Sweet.
And can I have a name for the loan, please?
Leo Warren.
Well, Mr. Warren, enjoy your reading.
Gracias. Damn, I should have said like Big Jeff or something.
And as you are leaving the library building, you see Caesar, his arm out in front of him, being led by a piece of paper that is like floating frantically headed towards you.
And that's when I say that he's being abducted by paper.
The fuck is that, bro? A warrant?
That would be a really good warrant.
It'd be terrifying.
Is it taking me to the person who has the warrant, or am I the person it's warranting?
You are
Yeah.
the person it is warranting. Technically. Anyway.
But the paper kind of bashes against the doors for a moment, like it's trying to get inside the building.
Y'all coming in?
Yeah, we going in.
All right. Time for Caesar's first day of school.
So you open the door and it goes in, and it takes you into the laboratory area. And it kind of meanders through. You have to kind of work your way around a couple of tables. But eventually the paper sets itself down on a table in front of a silver dragonborn who's got little spectacles on the end of her nose. And she looks up at you. Oh! Oh my! I didn't think anyone would actually pay for that notice. Hello!
We have come to register our child for your daycare.
Oh, this isn't a daycare. This is a very dangerous facility. I mean, we're not the, high danger facility.
I wish to be a pig.
Come again?
Wait, what's the word? Guinea pig. A guinea pig. Guinea pig.
I see. And will your friends be doing this as well?
Yee.
Hey, don't
Whoa.
volunteer us.
I'm the captain. I get to say what happens.
No, I'm the
I'll be joining
captain.
us.
I get to volunteer you.
I mean, fuck it, I'll do it.
Doesn't hear that first part.
But yes, we're all doing it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Please have a seat. And she kind of does a little whoosh, and 3 stools pop out on the other side of the table. She stands up and goes over to one of the cabinets. And when she comes back, she's holding basically like a drinks tray, but there's a few, probably about a dozen bottles. They all look, the bottles are the same. They look like the sort of bottles you find potions of healing in. And they're all mostly red, but they have different, like, what's the right word?
Viscosities?
Viscosities. Some of them have like little specks in them. Some of them sparkle. So they all look slightly different, but they look like they're of the same family, if that makes sense. And she sets them down and then pulls out the piece of paper that was underneath them. All right. Well, my name is Mira. And I'm working on a different iteration for a healing potion. So the main effect of all of these is going to be the same. It's just regaining vitality and vigor, so we don't have to worry about that. I am a little concerned about side effects, and that's why I put up the notice. I need to make sure that this is going to work properly.
Question.
Yes.
Did she actually put those potions out yet?
Yes.
I'm gonna just drink it.
Roll a D100 for me, please. You just grab one at random that has this like swirling black glitter in it, pop it open, and before she can finish her spiel, just down it. And you set it down, and she just kind of resigns herself to it and puts her quill over the paper. You take a breath, and that euphoric feeling you get when you go into a rage in battle and you're just like, this is what I'm meant to be doing, this is where I'm good, this is how I know I'm supposed to live, that is what you're feeling. This is just like absolutely euphoric high.
Holy shit, they got Magic Molly?
Ooh, I like this. Can I get more of this? I'm like looking through. I'm like, which ones? Can I get another one of these?
Does he also regain hit points?
You're missing hit points. Yes, actually. This is not meant to like do that because she's testing side effects, but I forgot you're actually missing hit points. You regain 4 hit points. Okay. Good to know. Essence of Daggerwood gives euphoria. Oh, note that for later.
Caesar's gonna try to find the one that's similar looking, and then drink that one too.
Okay. If you could just slow down a little bit, I can't write this
Keon
fast.
doesn't even notice that he's acting weird.
Oh my. Okay. You. Ooh, this list I picked. You down this one, And let me do the healing. You regain 10 hit points. And as you sit there, you feel the nearly impossible to resist urge to absolutely shit your guts out.
So I do that, right?
Can you make... What is this save to not poop your pants? I guess Constitution? Yeah,
What
make
if
a
I
con
wanna
save.
do it?
I mean, if you want to just let
You
it...
can choose to fail.
You can choose to fail.
I choose to fail. I pull my pants aside and I just take a shit off the
Damn, bro,
table.
I figured you would at least like just shit your pants.
Oh,
Oh, I'm not gonna shit my pants. These are nice pants. They're made of leather.
oh dear. Oh goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Monk
That
fruit
one
bad.
tastes good.
I will keep that in mind. We won't be doing that one again. And she pulls that bottle and sets it off to the side. So sorry.
Oh,
I'm just gonna try to do
nah.
another one, but you guys can stop me if you wish.
Okay. I'm just gonna put. I'm literally gonna grab one of Caesar's horns before he gets close to the table. Nope.
Ah!
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Here. And she does a little foof and casts prestidigitation and everything cleans up. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, we're sorry too.
Where am I?
You don't need to test if that happens to every creature, do you? Because I really don't want to do that.
No. Generally, side effects like that tend to show up the same with everyone. So I've crossed Monk's Foot off of my list, and I won't be using that as an additive again.
Go on your list like, yes, pants shitting. Very bad.
Diarrhea,
No,
not a side effect we want to have in our healing potions.
No laxatives. Got it.
It's a bit of a distraction when you most need it.
Indeed. That was probably not the greatest.
I will, Caesar. I'll do the next one. I'm gonna drink a different one.
Okay.
I look at Leo as just like one at a time, just in case something goes really bad here.
Yeah, we need trip sitters for sure.
All right. A D100.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You take this bottle, and this bottle has a it's the dark red of a healing potion, but it's got little specks that it's not glitter. It's almost like confetti, like they're longer little strips. And you open it up, smells kind of chocolatey. You down it, kind of smoosh your snout for a minute, and all of a sudden, you have a massive black mustache just protruding out from the front of your snout. Huh.
Did something happen?
Nah, nothing. It's kind of weird.
Looking
I
sick,
didn't know
bro.
Leonin could grow mustaches.
Huh.
Harp's hair fur grows mustache. Good to know. That could be its own thing. People might pay for that.
Huh. Hair is really different from fur.
You looking pretty sick, bro.
That will probably wear off in a few hours, most likely. That cosmetic changes due to potions usually don't last very long.
Usually.
Do you have any more of that?
I'm afraid I only have one of each.
I'm gonna like sniff the bottle and like try to get the little drop out.
I mean, if you're looking for the effects, you'll just want to go to an alchemist and ask for something made with wolf's wear, apparently.
Just gonna walk in and be like, "Hey, you guys have a hair potion?"
Usually hair
mustache
potions
potion?
are, and she doesn't have hair because she's a dragonborn, but she like does this kind of motion. It's usually the stuff on your head, not your face, but.
Walking into a medieval alchemy shop. Y'all got Rogaine? Well, I guess I'll try one.
Okay.
Are there like how many are on the table? Like, can I look at them before I take a pic?
Sure. There's probably about 12, 15 or so left. The bottles are quite small, and she had like a drink tray that was mostly filled with them.
I'll go for the one that looks most like an actual beverage.
Okay. Roll a d100. So you pop this one, and this has a weird smell. It's not quite petrichor, like the smell of rain, but it's sort of adjacent to that. It's like water and dirt, and you down it, and nothing feels different for a moment. And then you look down, and you could swear you didn't look like this before. It looks off. Your skin looks too dark, and your arms are shorter than they're supposed to be. It's a very strange feeling. You feel like you don't look the way you're supposed to look like.
Do I look-
Take this morphia potion.
Do I look weird?
Does he look weird?
He looks exactly the same.
I mean, you always do. You do look kind of weird.
For
No.
real? What
You
happened?
always do, but like, you know, can't help it. You're human.
Fuck you.
Huh. So you perceive yourself as looking differently?
My arms are shorter and shit, and my skin look weird.
How curious. Probably want to scratch Butternose mushroom off my list. I don't think that's a side effect I want people to have. Noted. Thank you.
So y'all telling me I look normal right now?
Completely.
As weird as usual.
Man, I wasn't even asking you.
Would anyone like to do any more?
There were 6 total, right?
About 16.
16.
There's a whole bunch left.
Can I take two at the same time?
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't recommend it. This is for research purposes, and I won't be able to tell which potion did which side effect. And also, it may compound the material effects. Is probably really not a good idea. And also,
We're about
again,
to perform some research today. We're gonna see what happens when you take two of them. And he just downs two of them.
oh dear.
Uppers and downers, man.
Roll me 2d100.
I don't think that's good.
A 20 and a 90.
You fucked up.
Well, it's a 20 and a 95. I don't think they're additive.
So you down the two drinks, just kind of like shoot them back, and you immediately double over coughing. Like it is the worst, like water down the wrong pipe, tickle in your throat, just awful feeling of get something out of me that you have ever felt. Can you make a con save for me? I've been making a lot of these tonight.
Immediately dies.
Oh, it's a save. I almost roll to not die. Oh, that's not bad.
No, that's good. You cough, and everyone else sees this like spectral like ectoplasm come out of his mouth, and it drops onto the table for a second, and then jiggles like jello and coagulates into this tiny little milky white slime that's just bouncing on the table.
Is that my soul?
He just give birth?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's a boy, champ. What you gonna name it?
slimy.
Original.
I don't suppose I could prevail upon you to relinquish Slimy to me for
20
research.
gold. On
Uh,
top of the money you owe me for the day's testing.
Could you do 10 gold? I don't have the biggest budget for this project.
10's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
I would have accepted 5.
And oh, well. She gets up again and goes over to one of the other cabinets and pulls out a basically a large specimen jar and just scoops up the little slime and closes it, writes a little label on it, and sets it to the side. She puts both of the potions that you drank, she sets next to it and just writes a few more notes.
I'll give you another one.
I really do appreciate this, gentlemen. It's very helpful. Having to do all of this myself is it's a little rough.
Caesar's going to be a little humble. He thinks maybe that might be because of the potions, but like, I apologize for being so annoying.
Because he got paid.
Shion, you drink the potion and it tastes a little sour. Like, not a bad sour, but like a really tart kind of candy lemon sort of sour. And it sort of sits in your mouth for a minute and you feel that tension. And then you start bawling uncontrollably. There is no emotion behind it. You don't feel extremely happy. You don't feel extremely sad. It is a purely physical reaction, but you are just crying your eyes out.
Oh shit, bro.
Okay, that's strange.
You good?
I am. That's the weirdest part.
I didn't know
Deed
Leon
sap
could cry.
is uncontrollable tears.
Yep.
Weird.
Tears.
Echo levels of tears.
No mood swing. Just tears.
Huh. I mean, I guess that makes a certain sort of sense. Water creation with the Deed sap. I was hoping it would have a more of a hydration effect.
It's kind of the opposite, actually.
Man, the mustache will go away. Like, it's alright, bro.
I mean, they groom their manes, right? It's different, right?
It's the only problem with the mustache is that it's black. Okay.
Oh, I see how it is.
It clashes with my gold gray fur.
Could
Are
I
you
perhaps?
telling me Leons don't have mustaches?
I mean, they have fur in that area. It's not really the same thing as a mustache, though.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Could I?
It doesn't grow out. It's just like a fuzz. Now it's grown out. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll try one more.
All right. And then I think perhaps we'll stop after this round. I want to make sure I don't. The building might be a little bit of a problem. I may have had some issues spending a day doing this.
Understood.
Roll another one.
Wow, that seems like it could be very bad.
Very good.
You take this one and it smells off. Like maybe it's been sitting on the shelf for too long. That kind of musty smell. And you drink it anyway. And there's a moment of pause. And then in the same way that Shion's mustache poofed out, suddenly you just you are a like a Bigfoot. Hair just poofs out over your entire body. Thick, dense. It's the same sort of hair you have on your head, but it is like you might now be mistaken for like a Tabaxi or a Leonin.
Okay, now you look normal.
Gimbaka.
By you saying that, I'm gonna guess I look weird.
No. You look like you have the proper amount of hair now.
Okay,
Unique.
it's the hair.
You don't look anything. You don't look any different to me.
All right.
Thanks, Caesar.
Interesting. That. So the wolf Sare rabbit fur gave a mustache, but the cloud musher gave full body hair. I'm gonna need to see how those two interplay with each other. There might be something there. Alright, would anyone else like one more?
I think I've
I've got-
straight.
Yeah.
Caesar will eat the last one.
Say it one more time.
Caesar will eat the last one.
Eat.
Eat.
All right, we're eating potions now.
Okay.
Caesar bites onto the glass bottle.
This is edible glass, right?
It's really
There's
not.
blood coming down his mouth.
Oh dear. Give me one more.
There we go.
You down the drink, and then there's a sound like almost like a landslide, which is really weird to hear inside a building on very flat ground. And this like circle of dust and dirt appears above Caesar and just drops onto him, and you are just caked in dirt and mud.
Good mud bath.
Oh.
So I thought adding mud from an earth elemental might up protection because they're very strong. Apparently it just makes you muddy.
Well, did it make me stronger, or like, is it strong mud? Like, will it defend me?
Doubtful?
Well, nice mud bath. This is nice.
Thank you again very much. This has been extremely helpful. It would have taken me days to get through that many potions. And she reaches under her desk and pulls out a little coin purse. And she hands 4 silver to Leo, 4 silver to Shion, 4 silver, and 10 gold pieces to Caesar. Thank you
I'm gonna
very
give her
much
the
for your
4
help,
silver
gentlemen.
pieces and be like, no, I don't accept those.
You demanded them a minute ago.
Why change my mind? That's for the mud bath.
Okay. I'm not going to question that.
This fucking guy.
I was gonna like demand a gold piece after all this, but I was like, nah, that's fine.
Have a nice day.
You as well. Good luck with your research.
Thank you.
Peace.
Sorry about Caesar.
It was extremely informative.
I'm just gonna look at Leo and Chio and be like, I'm a scientist.
You're a lab rat.
You're the
Close
subject of a scientist.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm a scientist.
This is a very long 90 minutes.
Did you want to do any more looking around, or would you like to return to the admin building?
I say let's return to the admin building.
Yeah.
I do mention to the other two about the Magitech Center and like the possibility of upgrading some equipment.
An upgrade or shit.
I should have them take a look at the loot.
Yeah, they can like
Oh, I need to. Maybe my glider will work a little bit better since I didn't realize I needed to attach the air crystals to it.
So you return to the admin building, and the gentleman who had taken your letter of introduction is standing off to the side, and he notices as you come in. Oh, marvelous. Hello. What the devil have you been doing?
Oh, there was a like
Ryan.
side effects research.
Oh, you were working
Clear
with...
just-
Caesar.
Just throw back some shots.
You know, Clarissa thought that no one was actually going to take that notice. Glad she was able to work through some of it.
I would say we needed the money, but we really didn't. It was just
I got paid for a slime baby.
he did give birth to a slime baby right in front of us.
See, this is why I stick to the artifice side. Machines are less complicated. Even when there's magic involved.
Weirdly, none of the potions worked on me.
Are you still hairy? Or did it all fall off?
I'm guessing I'm still hairy.
I recall you looking slightly more human.
That is extremely rude.
Sorry?
Gaslight skill check.
Make a...
Deception.
Yeah, I'm going to say deception. It's between deception and persuasion. I'm not sure which way that works there.
Is
Yeah,
that
you
something
learn-
I could? Is that something I could use smooth talk on? I don't think so.
Remind me what smooth talk is?
Channel supernatural.
Informative.
Oh yeah, deception or persuasion check. Use this feature to gain plus 10 bonus. A short or long rest. So I guess I thought it would be like it has to be a certain type of interaction, but not really.
Sure. Or
How about
what?
it?
Good grief.
I'm
It is
I'm
a
not
once per
actually
rest
gonna use
ability.
that. Yeah.
What's that?
It's once per rest.
Yeah, but for social abilities, that's really not.
That is a 28. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. That was it was insensitive of me, and I shouldn't have said anything, and I deeply apologize.
Yeah, you should give him money to apologize.
No.
I'm not.
He's
gonna do
right.
that. Sorry, no. Feel free to establish a formal complaint if you'd like. We can go through the process, but no. Anyway, what I had come here to say is that Professor Hevothin laughed in my face when he saw your letter, but that's not always a bad thing. And he did, in fact, agree to speak with you. So, if you're... Did you want to do any, like, tidying up or making yourself slightly more presentable?
What are
to
you
me
trying to
with a-
say?
Your cake's in mud, sir.
This is fancy mud, mind you, from the song of my people.
I'm not apologizing for that one. Anyway, shall we? And he kind of gestures out the door.
Leo, you got a knife.
Sure.
You gonna cut me off or what?
I'm gonna cut the mustache off.
Oh. And it's like, okay, Caesar won't take the mud off. Let's cut it off of him.
No, if he has a problem with the mud, he can just prestige it away. Prestige.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
That's a dumb word.
I've never had a problem with it. I don't know why everyone has such a problem with that word. But he leads you back over to the building between the two high danger buildings, and he pulls what looks like some kind of like amulet out of one of his pockets, presses it up against the door, and the door opens, and he leads you inside. And I think that's a good place to take a little break.
Yes!
Walking into this private quarters / laboratory, you are immediately affronted with a cacophony of sounds. Some mechanical, given off by various arcane devices dotted around the massive room. There is clearly magic at play, because this room is way bigger than that building you walked into made it look like. And there are also many different sounds of magic being cast and released in various fashions. The walls of the room are covered in runic diagrams, lists of spell components and potion ingredients, and dozens of bookshelves neatly protected by glass pane doors. There are a few living beings in the lab, but most of the dozen or so workers you see are very clearly arcane golems, creatures of clay and magic that even Caesar can tell are masterfully made.
What does magic sound like?
This magic, it sounds like all of the different spells you have heard Elio and Shion cast in battle. Like you hear the fizzle of fire and the cracking of lightning, and you hear a sort of like groaning sound of earth moving. It is all of the sounds you hear in nature amplified and put through like a crappy speaker.
You're excellent improv because I knew there's no way you possibly could have wrote down that question knowing I would say it.
But a few minutes go by, and eventually a wizened-looking gnome with arcane inscribed goggles and a leather apron comes up to you. He kind of flips one of the shades of the goggles up. Are you my 3 o'clock?
Depends. Is it 3 o'clock?
I don't know. I can't be expected to keep track of
I think
such
it's
things.
2:30.
Is it 3 o'clock? And he looks over at the other guy. Near enough, sir? Right.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I need a break anyway. You guys coffee or tea, people?
Both at the same time.
Depend-
por favor.
Depends on the circumstances, but I think right now I'll take coffee.
Coffee. Strange mixture of coffee and tea. I've never had that before. I may have to try it.
You got any chocolate milk for little one?
I mean, I can get some.
I want grown-up chocolate milk, damn it.
Put some Baileys in it.
Wait.
I mean, it's a little early to start doing the stronger stuff, but I'm not going to say no to it.
That's fine. He's 9.
Nice. You married with kids yet?
No kids for me. I'm too famous to just settle down.
Right. Anyway, follow me. And he does a sharp about face and walks through what should be considered a hazard zone, but all of the golems and the machines just instinctively, as if they're like magically repelled, step away from him, move to the side, things get out of the way. It becomes immediately clear he can walk anywhere in this laboratory he wants to, and nothing and no one will get in his way. He has the full scope of this laboratory.
I apologize, but did you describe what he looked like?
He looks like an old gnome with goggles and a leather apron.
Does he have a hat?
He does not have a hat.
Loser.
He's not cool enough for a pointy hat.
Pointy
Thank
hats
you.
are for people who can't actually show that they're mages. They have to prove it with their looks. It's ridiculous. But he takes you through the lab and through another set of doors, and you come out into a much more refined and elegant looking office. It has a very old school, like, big wooden desk flanked by a bunch of bookshelves. There is a wide window behind it that you can see just... It looks like you're looking out into infinite nothingness. Presumably, it is because this building is so close to the edge of the cliff. You're just looking out into the ether around the islands. There's a few chairs in front of the desk and a little sitting area. It looks very, very old school, like the kind of thing you'd see a president or a chairman's office at a Cambridge or a Oxford sort of deal.
Thank you for saying yes, Lord Havathan.
Certainly, have a seat. So,
That's it. His seat.
I will.
No, I won't do it.
I was gonna say, do you try?
No, it's fine. I'll show a little bit of respect for once.
He takes the seat there, and he kind of taps his quill pen on the desk. So RGB sent you, huh?
We sort of had him send us, I guess.
You know, that bastard's part of the reason for all this.
For what?
40 years ago, this was just a nice little laboratory. It was just me and my golems, and we did our research. Then these dumbasses come in, and they're like, oh, you know, it's kind of dangerous to have this, like, wall of mirrors up in front of you. Maybe you should consider just letting people in, and they can help you with your research. And then I did, and now it's just paperwork all the time.
Why don't you kick them out?
Because they're helpful.
Out of character, I don't remember this.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember this guy.
It was. Yeah, it was a thing.
I remember the mirror wall thing. And then this place being opened for some reason.
So, what is it exactly you need from me? Because he wouldn't just send you here for no reason. The last time he was here, they were talking about looking for the Godslayer, which, dear God, I hope we don't need that again.
The what?
It was a long story. We had a problem with Ilanya, so I made plans for the Godslayer, but we never built it. And then
Yolanya?
yeah, she's this crazy goddess from Buntor. She threatened to go after the high gods, which, like, it wouldn't have worked anyway. We're infinitely stronger than she is, but it had the potential to become a problem.
That really, honestly, that sounds like something from Bloodborne or like a Souls game. Now that I think about it, I know of those things now.
Okay. We're actually not here. We're not here for Yolanda. We're here for Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Wait, that's the which quest are we on?
Yeah, I don't actually remember why we're here at all.
We are here to something for RGB to do something about the bone thing.
Oh, the bone.
Yeah.
It's mostly the bone, right?
Bones.
It's actually the other handout.
Oh, the other handout. Cool. I can't. The journal's empty. We can't actually see it unless you show it to us.
It shouldn't be that way. Configure ownership. All players observer. There.
Nope.
What the hell? Observer should give you out this. You should be able to see it, right?
Yes.
This is stupid.
Weird is that the next page you can,
Oh, there it is.
but the previous page you wouldn't.
There we go. Wait.
MB, prepare list of questions in advance. Damn, that's tough.
Consult. Acquire. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. I actually want, like, Yolanya is also an important thing, so we're gonna come back to the reason why we're actually here for a second. Just like, I just want to ask some questions about Yolanya. That's the name, right?
It is a name. But why is she? Why are you? What now?
So you know the the jackass in the fake corp, Johanna's brother,
Yeah, Tevenel.
Tevenel. That's it. I knew it was a T. Yeah, he says we can't tell him things. We couldn't tell mortals things. But I think we can tell you as a god.
His face just immediately drops into a, like, watch what you're saying face.
Can't remember how much we were allowed to say. Should I make a history check to remember?
Sure.
So, like, if we start saying the thing, are we gonna like spontaneously combust, or is it just like, oh, you shouldn't tell people that?
Oh, jeez.
You remember him telling you about stuff, and you remember him saying this is not something you just go around chatting about.
That was
Not
probably
just-
fine.
Yeah, we're not just chatting about it. We're we think someone's trying to bring her back or something, but she may already be back.
That could be problematic.
Yeah. And we need to live long enough to deal with that because Tavanel strong-armed us into it. And in order for us to live long enough for that, we need to help out this guy whose boss is threatening us. And to do that, we need to understand runic magic. RGB sent us to consult you on runic magic, or even antiquity of runic magic was his wording.
Tell him about the bone. Tell him about the bones.
Yeah, okay. So there's a bone, dragon bone, on the ships of the Dragon Bone fleet. Turns out that name's actually not just bluster, and it's used as a kind of it's used to control them by control the crews of the ship by threatening to blow them up from any distance. We need to excise one of those without blowing the ship up.
So do y'all just, like, do you keep a list? I don't understand adventures. Like, it just seems like an endless line of do this for that, then that for this, and
Why do you think why do you think adventure journals are so common? We need the journals. We can't get anywhere without the journals.
clearly. Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Can you hold on 1 second? And he scoots back, goes over to one of his bookshelves, and pulls out a rock that looks very similar to the rock that the artificer that Hodlin had you talk to pulled out. And he sets it in front of the three of you, and he says, whichever one of you's got the best memory, pick that up.
Who's got the best intelligence?
Not
Probably
me.
you, CM.
No,
What is it?
it's 10.
Same.
Same.
Yeah, but you at least have bardic jack of all
alright,
trades.
fine.
You have jack of all trades.
So next time someone says something about Caesar not being smart, I'm gonna point out that we're all equal amounts of not smart.
You're not smart because you're not wise. Of course, my wisdom's also 10, but whatever. You
My
don't.
bad, one sec.
You do not apply either your intelligence or your wisdom. It has nothing to do with being smart. It has to do with applying.
Just remember when when Caesar does something stupid, it's like you guys would probably have the same idea because we're all at the same level.
That's not how that is.
We're all sharing the same brain cell. That's how Caesar wants to put it.
That's not how intelligence works,
That's how Caesar thinks it works.
and that's why his intelligence should be 9.
If I can bump it into strength, I'll do it. That shock to my system, I did it enough times and it just like reverted some of the numbers.
I'm one off my building. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, okay. I think maybe we just call it there and continue this conversation at a later date. Because God
That's
only
cool,
knows
too.
how long fire alarm gels will take. See ya.
Peace.
What you eating?
Croissant.
What? Oh, nice.
Croissant. I spent the last 4 hours before the game trying to work on a monophonic additive synthesizer.
Oh, a word I don't understand.
I was about to say, I know some of those words.
Is that having a background thing? Is that a pro feature? Oh,
I think
okay.
so, yeah.
I was just wonder what it would do with me, like if it would just completely cut me out because it's so dark anyway.
Maybe. I think. Is it just a pro feature, or is the custom background
The
natural?
custom background is a pro feature.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I think you can you just right click yourself and and then change video background.
Video background.
But
I
it's
just wanted
like
to say I apologize if I was.
Yep.
Yep, you're gone. Apologize for what?
It's like when the drugs kick in. It's just- it's all sunshine and rainbows until the acid hit.
We've lost Jim apparently.
Yeah.
We've lost him to the Matrix.
It's
You
so
look like-
weird how it chooses what to do.
It's like you have a blanket over you and it's like, I'm here. Peekaboo.
Does also kind of look like you're about to eat the buildings.
It'd be like,
It's like that scene in the new Blade Runner where it's just the girl, giant hologram of the girl looking down, but it's Jim.
you look lonely.
Oh man. Hello?
What's poppin'?
Depression.
Okay.
No, you're supposed to do that and then disappear into the background.
Perfect.
It looks like something pulled you back.
It's because I like kicked off.
Like, oh God, the boy, they got him.